All right, look what time it is. It's time to go. Another day, another show. Hey, welcome everybody to Tuesday with Lauren. Yeah, and friends and comedians and lots of other things going on. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, how many of you heard today that Facebook has a new search thing called social searching, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We call that porn, but no, actually.
Find more people that want nothing to do.
Yeah,
with
right. Right. I can find out about my friends, are you Googling anything now? Yeah, right. You gotta love it, chat roulette, right? I mean, I tell you something. Who said earlier about Facebook not being around? Facebook is going to merge with Second Life. Yeah, I'll tell you. Can you imagine that? You'll now be able to find out which one of your friends is eating meat and which one's a vegan and tell them not to be friends anymore. I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah. So, yep. And how about Lance Armstrong? He finally admitted using drugs. I mean, are we surprised? Wasn't he working for the U.S.? Wasn't he working for the U.S. Post Office? Don't they smoke marijuana to get the job? I mean, come on. I mean, please. I mean, God, it's unbelievable. And, they get away with it, I wish Oprah Winfrey walked over, just grabbed him by the collar, slapped him a few times, and why'd you fucking lie to us for 14 years? Don't you think? I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. Oh, it's absolutely ridiculous. And for a whole week we had to hear, he's coming out, he's coming out. I was hoping he was going to be gay. It sounded so exciting. What a disappointment, right? Yeah, UPS workers, postal workers doing drugs. Wow, what an original idea that is.
Concept, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta love it. Anyhow, so here are some other things. Oh, somebody put a message here to me saying, thanks a lot, but I'm not going to attend your show. Well, so,
well.
yeah, right. Thanks a lot.
One of your ex-friends.
Right, exactly. So here are the 10 years of the best short Viagra jokes that have been online. What's the difference between first honeymoon and second? First one's Niagara, second one's Viagra. That's not very funny, is it? What does Disney World and Viagra have in common? A 1 hour wait for a 2-minute ride.
That's fun.
My rim shot when I need it.
Yeah. A man and his wife went to the pharmacy to pick up the prescription for Viagra. Seeing the $10 per pill price, his wife was astonished, but then she realized it's only going to cost us $30 a year. What do you do when you cross Viagra with Rogaine? Don King. Did you hear about the man who spent too much of his company's money on Viagra? Now he's hard up. That's not very good, is it now? Insurance companies are trying to set new guidelines before approving Viagra coverage. What will they use to set these guidelines? A growth chart. All right. Don't laugh about all this. Yeah, you like that, right? Yeah. Here's one. Yeah. This is on virtual worlds, okay, that we all live in, all right? Here, this was in a blog from the Reader's Digest. Can you believe that? The Canadian Reader's Digest. Do you guys still read that up in Canada? Because we don't read it here anymore.
I didn't know they read in
That's like,
Canada.
that's like the hockey Bible or something. I don't know.
I mean, what does the Reader's Digest do with acronyms like WTF? How do they shorten those?
Your Reader's Digest version,
Yeah. Anyhow, we had just finished eating a beautiful dinner that my mother had prepared for our 34-member family, and as I glanced up at the chandelier over the table, I was mesmerized by the creative handiwork a spider had woven around the prisms and light bulbs. "Don't look up there," my mother screamed. "It's the one thing I was too tired to clean." "Don't look where?" my brother asked. "There," my mother pointed. "It's my own personal website." Okay, ooh. That's not very good. All right. All right. Here we go. Well, we go on to other things. Here's from Second Life, okay? These are problems with uploaded pics. This is somebody who actually posted this to what used to be Jira. I believe this would be the right place for such a question. I have a number of photos I'd like to upload in Second Life, including a real-life photo. But each of the photos I add are always turned either sideways or completely upside down. Even if I alter the photo and turn it upside down, then upload it, it still uploads upside down. The pic was taken on my cell and sent to my computer, if that makes a difference. Thanks in advance for any help. First of all, before I give you any of the help that they got, you have to think about this person worried about the fact that, you know, photos come into Second Life upside down. I mean, first of all, Second Life doesn't work that well to begin with, so why are we so surprised about it, okay? But I like the answer. One person said, that's odd, but does it really make a difference? I mean, after all, the only way you can show the picture in Second Life is to place it on a prim, and then you can rotate it any way you like.
Yeah, really. Thank you. I was waiting for someone to figure that out.
As to which somebody else wrote, "What exactly is a dream, and what exactly is a joke?" I don't know.
What
That
is
person was
upside down?
right. Try rotating the picture with your editing software before you upload it. I use GIMP, but any editor would work fine as long as you save it to one of the accepted image formats that SL allows, JPG, BMT, TGA, and I suggest TGA, BMT since they're lossless, which means that you get the best quality, and make sure the size of the image for what you're wanting. I believe the profile image is squares 256 would be good. Don't you like when somebody gives you that answer to something? It's like you just want to say, can't you just see I'm a fucking blonde and give me an easier answer? You know, like, isn't there a button I can just press? I don't want to know all that stuff. I mean, how many of you can write scripts that are in here? How many people are script writers? Anybody?
Here.
Who, you? Is that Catboy?
Little.
Yep, I do.
Yeah. Dr. Fran, a little? Yeah.
Little.
I can.
Yeah. The only thing I'm good with scripts is erasing them. I know how to delete them.
Yeah.
I once looked at that, one of the first scripts I ever looked at. I said, the answer is he swam at 22 miles an hour and got across to the other side. Because I don't understand what the question is. You remember that, right? If the current's going 22 miles in one direction, a swimmer can do 10 miles in the other direction. How long did it take? I'd go, ask Mark Spitz. Okay? You can add the crap out of a script. Yeah, there you go. Right. And here's another answer to that question. The pic you use doesn't have to be a square. Like almost anything else, bigger is better. So that's the uploading problems of a picture. But I like the answers. And here was the best of all. This could only come from somebody who had been in Second Life at least 5 years. Perhaps turning your computer upside down when downloading, or rotate your cell phone sideways.
That person used to work for Microsoft.
Gotta love it, right? There's right. This, I don't know how many of you remember when The Onion did a little parody on Second Life. Do you guys remember this little parody? This was a little parody. It came out of Haley, Indiana, Idaho, by the way. As a teenager, Carrie Jarrett never thought she would have the opportunity to own and operate a completely fabricated coffee shop and performance space. But thanks to Linden Labs' popular Second Life digital world, Jarrett, 31, has turned her dream into a virtual reality. Quote, as long as I can remember, I pictured myself owning a multi-polygonal 3D representation of what a coffee shop might be in the real world, said Jarrett, who has invested hundreds of real dollars and thousands of actual hours in Neverbean, her digital pseudo-business in Second Life's popular Scurfield district. Since I've never been too interested in inventory tracking, accounting, or interacting with people except inside a complex computer simulation, running this simulated coffee shop has been the greatest experience of my life. Jarrett's shop is popular among Second Life regulars for its atmosphere, its 24-hour availability, and its location between T-Mobile dealership and a 10,000-foot glowing green penis. Okay, there you go.
And I missed that.
It's good to have
You
stories.
missed it, yeah. And we have some great comedians tonight for you guys. We got Doc Grun, we got Catboy, we got Bubble Pop, and hopefully some other people. Yeah. Hey, Sandra, how are you out there? You having a good time? Hope you are. Gish, how are you? Nice to see you. Yeah, and Belana. Did I pronounce that right? Is it Belana? Belana.
Oh, hi, Delana.
Okay. No, not
Delana's
Delana.
here.
Belana.
Oh, Belana.
I don't see Delana. I see Belana.
Alana?
Yeah.
Salami,
Okay.
salami,
Yeah.
bologna.
Belladonna?
You got to think about bologna, right? I mean, wasn't that the sandwich all these people went to at one time when we were all young? It was the bologna sandwich, right?
What was
And
it?
we always thought that.
I grew up on bologna sandwiches.
Did you grow up on bologna sandwiches?
And it didn't
Yeah.
hurt you at all.
Yeah, right. Now you have to have probiotic, whatever the hell it is, right? Yeah, right. Bologna sandwich and white bread. Nobody said, gee whiz, it's going to kill you. You know, it's really sad now. Now you have to have green slime for breakfast. That's going to help you out, right? Yeah, these people are doing that. They're mixing yeah. And I took my girlfriend in First Life. She likes all that stuff. So I just went down. We were by a pond. I just scooped up some of the green. I said, here's breakfast, honey.
She did.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Exactly.
didn't have to go all the way to Paris, damn it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. By the way, some horoscopes are up. If you're a Sagittarian, by the way, you know what that is from the 22nd of November to the 21st of December. Girls, you'll meet a tall, dark, handsome man. Not. Right. He'll be short, fat, and bald in real life, but he'll be tall, dark, and handsome in Second Life.
And work for the postal
Bingo.
service.
Right. And do drugs and deny it.
Be fired from the post.
All right, how many of you guys are married in First Life? How many of you deny shit to your wife? No, honey, I'm not playing Second Life. I'm hanging that picture you asked me to do. I like Dr. Fran. She actually is in Second Life while she's with her clients. They're lying there telling their story while she's playing Second Life.
Wait, let me ask my consultant about that.
You're married to a real life husband in Second Life. Oh, I like that. Right?
There are some
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Well, sex is better in here, probably.
How about an Aries? If you're an Aries, this is your horoscope. Your mom will find your Flickr album right next to the Playboy issue you're in. Yeah. How about Taurus? Put on that old system skirt dress and go to a support portal. A tall, dark, handsome stranger will sweep you off your pixels. Everyone's a stranger, by the way, just so you know. Yeah, you want to play an April Fool's joke in language lab here in Second Life? Speak Spanish and tell your students it's actually French.
Okay.
What do they know? They're just taking a course. How do they know what it is, huh? Yeah. Do you know what happens to good Lindens when they die? They go to Help Island.
Good Linda.
Yeah. Yeah. How about if you're a Gemini? Anybody a Gemini in here?
Yeah, me.
Yeah. Oh, are you? Yeah. Yeah. Geminis are twins. Could you imagine making all your alts like you and friending all your friends? How about a Cancer? It may seem a little early in the year to be thinking about taking a vacation. Is that you? Okay. Well, it may seem early in the year to be thinking about taking a vacation, but planets indicate that the best time for you to leave Second Life, since you haven't gotten up from your chair in nearly 2 years. Now, we got some other comedians coming up here in a minute. I'm going to wonder, Doc, are you sort of ready to get up here and give us a little
sort of
rock and
ready,
roll?
yeah.
Yeah? All right, Doc.
Sort of ready.
Whoa, let's
That
give a big
chair there,
clap.
look at that,
The work these guys go through, you know, all day long. They work on their day job in First Life, fucking things up so they can remember a joke to have here. Okay.
Absolutely. All right. Hi, everybody. I am I'm back. I took some time off, and I had a lot of things happen during that time, and I want to share some of that with you. Most notably, the end of the world came and went,
Oh,
and I was all prepared for it to be over. So
the over-under.
imagine my surprise waking up December 22nd and having to go to work and tell my boss he really wasn't a scum-sucking asshole. And could we just put that all behind us? And no, your wife doesn't fuck like a schoolgirl, but I'm sure she's very nice. Okay. Then came the call from my credit card company.
Oh, dear.
Hi, Doug. Guess what? We're still here, and no, we're not gonna kiss your ass goodbye.
Still gotta pay your bills. Still gotta do your taxes.
And then, if that wasn't bad enough, after all that, I caught, and most people here know, I caught the worst case of flu I've ever had in my life. The entire week between Christmas and New Year was like a drug-induced college weekend, except I didn't wake up naked in a sorority house with a case of the clap. So that's a good thing, at least, you know? And no paternity test. Jesus, what a pain in the ass they are, you know? So, I'm going to take a look at some things in the news, and then I'm going to throw some quickies at you, okay? Most notably, a couple things here at the Golden Globes Awards this weekend. Jodie Foster received the Cecil B. DeMille's Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yes.
Now, she used this opportunity to issue a rambling, disjointed, kind of coming out of the closet kind of speech. Is she? Isn't she? I don't know. You still don't know. Then she alluded to the fact that she's going to retire from acting. Kinda, maybe. Now, personally, I figure, since she hasn't done anything I can remember in the last 10 years, I figured she'd already retired. But, you know, I say, Jodie, if you want to come out, come on out, honey. But if you ever want to test your conviction, here's my phone number. It rings 24/7. Okay?
Now I have to change half my act.
Yeah. Now, in a case of art imitating life, Mike Tyson is going to star in an episode of Law & Order SVU as a convicted death row inmate. There's no word on whether he plans to bite off any body parts during this episode. Now, the big news here is that Lance Armstrong taped an interview with Oprah this week in which it's said that he plans a limited, kinda, sorta confession on his use of performance-enhancing drugs during his Tour de France days. In related news, Lance Armstrong has hired Jodie Foster as speechwriter, so I can't wait to watch that interview. Okay. Now, this is news on the economy. The U.S. government, some of you might have heard this, the U.S. government has shut down the idea of minting a $1 trillion coin to raise the U.S. debt ceiling. Their thought was that they could make a coin out of platinum and value it at $1 trillion, deposit it in the Federal Reserve, and they can say, we have collateral now, we can raise the debt ceiling. So they decided to nix that idea after debate. Now think about this. This is the same government that shut down a petition signed by 35,000 U.S. citizens demanding that the government build a functioning Death Star by 2016. Okay? Any petition that gets 25,000 signatures, the government is required to respond to. And these people say that they want a functioning Death Star built by the year 2016. The White House Office of Management and Budget issued a statement saying, quote, the Death Star is not on the horizon. Ha ha. The construction of the Death Star, this is a quote, the construction of the Death Star has been estimated to cost more than $850 trillion. So someone did take the time to estimate the cost of the thing. They just decided they weren't going to build it, right? Now, I'm thinking we can.
How many rolls of coins, $1 trillion coins, would you need for that?
I'm thinking we can put these two ideas together. Have the guy who's minting these coins run off a couple bags of them, pay that fucker off in cash. Okay, no problem. Now, and think of all the job retraining and the employment opportunities. Okay, take all those out-of-work steel workers from Pittsburgh and put them up there running the food replicators or some damn thing. You know, one thing you got to say about Star Wars. You never saw a room full of outsourced aliens manning the help desk, have you?
No.
And you can understand when they said something too. I mean, who'd you see on the Death Star? Young white men, right? Okay. Now, can you imagine Luke Skywalker's yelling into his comlink, "Shut down all the garbage smashers on the detention level. Thank you for calling the Death Star help desk. My name is Anthony. How may I help you with today?" Shut down all the garbage smashers on the detention level. Oh, I apologize. I am so sorry you are having difficulty with the garbage smashers on the detention level, and I will endeavor to help you rectify this problem. First of all, are you sitting in front of the garbage smashers, and are they turned on? Shut down the garbage smashers! All right, sir. May I put you on hold for 3 small minutes while I consult with my manager about this issue? Okay. No more Luke, right? There goes your trilogy right there. Now, the Office of Management and Budget was also quoted as saying, okay, they were quoted as saying, why would we spend countless taxpayer dollars on a Death Star with a fundamental flaw that can be exploited by one man? Now, isn't that what they did with Obamacare?
God.
Now, before I get into my lightning round, I can't let an entertainment section go by without an update on my favorite actor. Okay, Arnold Schwarzenegger. His return to the widescreen is in theaters now. It's called The Last Stand, which is probably appropriate, in which he plays an aging sheriff trying to stop bad guys. Now, we reported earlier on some of his possible movies that he's coming on with, and people are coming to see him, not so much for his stunts now, but for his his comedy and his acting skills and his memorable sayings, right? Everybody knows the saying that made him famous, right? "I'll be back." Well, that's now replaced with, "I have a bad back." Okay.
Poor Arnold. I feel sorry
The
for
crowd groans.
But some of the movies he's looking to do now that are tailor-made for him include Terminated, Adult Daycare Cop, and The Limping Man.
The limping.
The Limping Man, right. Now, that
Do the
is...
movie in a walker.
that is the scripted portion of tonight's show. Okay, now, here's just some random stuff from people that I think are funny, you know? You know, they call it corn on the cob, right? But that's how it comes out of the ground. They should call that corn and call every other version corn off the cob. It's not like if you cut off my arm, you'd call me Doc and then reattach it and then you'd call me Doc altogether. It just doesn't make sense to me, right? Now, I never joined the Army because at ease never seemed that easy to me. It seems kind of uptight, actually. I don't relax personally by putting my arms behind my back and parting my legs slightly. That doesn't equal ease to me, right? Ease is not being in the military. I'm eased because I'm not in the military, right? But think about this. Pringles' original intention, I think, was to make tennis balls, okay? But on the day the rubber was supposed to show up, a truckload of potatoes came. Pringles, being a laid-back company, said, "Fuck it, cut them up."
Cut 'em up like potato chips.
Cut them up, yeah, right.
There we go.
Now, I wrote a script which we're filming, and I wrote a script and I gave it to a guy who reads scripts, and he read it and he said he really likes it, but he thinks I need to rewrite it. And I said, "Fuck that, I'll just make a copy." Now, I met a girl. I met a girl whenever I was on a trip here in October. I met a girl. She works at the DoubleTree restaurant front desk, a DoubleTree hotel, rather. She gave me her phone number. It's 0, right? I tried to call her from home. Some other broad answered, and I said, "Damn, you sound older." Then I walked into Target, but I missed. I think the entrance to Target should have people splattered all over the place, you know? And then when I finally get in, the guy says, "Can I help you?" I say, "Nope, I'm just practicing." Now, I want to hang a map of the world in my house. And I'm going to put pins in all the locations that I've traveled to, because I do a lot of traveling right now. But first, I'm going to have to travel to the top 2 corners of the map so it won't fall off the wall. That's just one of the things you're going to have to do. Now,
right.
if you find yourself lost in the woods, fuck it, just build a house. Now I was lost, but hey, I live here now. I've severely improved my predicament. Now, I have a lot of pets in my house, right? One of the pets I have is a parrot. Some of you people might have heard it here in some of the weeks. The parrot talked, but it didn't know how to say, "I'm hungry," so it died. Now,
that's sad. That's very sad. Oh.
Animals.
If you're now, here's a tip for you. If you're watching a parade, make sure you stand in one spot. Don't follow it because it never changes. And if the parade is boring, run the opposite direction. You'll fast forward it. Now, I had a piece of Carefree sugarless gum, and I was still worried. It never kicked in, so I took it back and said, "Bullshit." Now, think about this. I'd imagine that the inside of a bottle of cleaning fluid is real fucking clean. What do you think? Right? And if you have dentures, don't use an artificial sweetener because you might get a fake cavity, right? I saw this guy the other night. Think about this. He was wearing a leather jacket. At the same time, he was eating a hamburger and drinking a glass of milk. I said, "Dude, you're a cow." The metamorphosis is complete. Don't fall asleep or I'll tip you over. Now, think about this, okay? It'd be real funny if, let's say you were a drummer and you grabbed 2 magic wands instead of drumsticks. You'd be pounding on the beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, shit, my bass player's now a can of soup. Oh, Christ, I'm sorry about that. Now, if I had a vest, if I cut my arms off, it'd be a jacket real quick. Now, for my last trick before I get shit thrown at me, okay. If I was on death row and I was given one last meal, I'd ask for a fortune cookie. Come on, long, prosperous life, right? Here's one for Catboy. I really like the American-Canadian border because if you're walking on the border with a friend and you push your friend into Canada, he can't push you back right away because first he has to go through customs. Think about that. What brings you into Canada? Well, that asshole over there. When are you coming? As soon as I regain my equilibrium. And lastly, I saw a commercial last night on late night TV. It said, "Forget everything you know about slipcovers." So I did. Man, was that a load off my mind. Then the commercial tried to sell me slipcovers, and I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. Everybody, it's good to be back. Thanks very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
So good to have you here. Way to go. Whoa, fantastic. Oh, thank you so much. That's great. That's great. So, back to those Viagra jokes, okay? You know what the ingredients in Viagra is? Helium and Fix-A-Flat. Hey, Explorer, I hear you laughing over there. How are you? I still like Haley's, who's one of the best of all, you know. You know, Viagra has caused a real problem for trophy wives. Now they have to work.
Yeah.
I think that's cute, don't you? So the Second Life census last year, I don't know how many of you got the report on there. There were some questions that were there. One was how many residents are in your household. Now, I got to see some of the answers people put in here, okay? So under partners, somebody put in living with me or now pining away on another sim. Yeah, that was one of the answers. Prim babies, somebody stuck in, does deleted prims count? Under slaves, somebody put they are too demanding to keep. Right? Somebody under alts put, I don't even know all my alts that well to know how many I have. Yeah. Right. What level of education has each resident obtained? and they put down Orientation Island, and somebody wrote, what is that, you know? The shelter classes, somebody said, what are they? And then there was advanced classes to outdoor and Second Life Pro, and finally graduated Woodbury or Rockcliffe. And what degree did you get? I wonder, you know, it'd be great, you know, First Life, fill it in. You know, I went to Rockcliffe University. You've got a degree in physics. I can't even say it. I speak many languages from the language lab, right? Hey, Pet Love, how are you? Yeah. Do you own any of the following pets, you know? Linden Bears, please state the year they came to dwell with you and how many you have. Do you remember when they used to give us one every year? Every
Valentine's Day. Halloween.
Yeah, Valentine's Day coming up next month. All right. What level customer are you? Basic, premium, concierge, enterprise, FIC, or just left? All right. What is your race? Snail, Navi, Goth.
Choice.
It's pretty stupid, right? So if you're a Scorpio, you know you'll receive a free Linden home today made out of recycled prims. Okay? Eco-friendly. Do you remember trying to explain to your friends, you know, how you could buy land and a house here and they thought you were so stupid? Do you remember that? Isn't it funny? They turned out to be right.
Well, yes and no. No, I just made $200 on land.
You did. You're the only one who did, okay, Dr. Fran? Nobody else ever made a dime on the damn land. But thank you so much for pointing that out.
I told
But
them
it was
walk,
beautiful.
and they said, really? In that place in Second Life?
Well, a lot of us just had to delete our land. We have 2 more comedians coming up, and we have Sassy Knightley singing tonight. And if you haven't heard it for a while, that's going to be terrific. For whoever's having dinner, can you pass me a bite? I haven't eaten yet.
Just don't ask us to do the dishes.
Right.
No, someone's doing the dishes there. You'll hand you a rag so you can do the drying.
Here's a couple of physics jokes. Here's when a third grader was asked to cite Newton's first law, she said, bodies in motion remain in motion, and bodies at rest stay in bed unless their mothers call them to get up.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah, isn't it? Right. Why are quantum physicists so poor at sex? Because when they find the position, they can't find the momentum, and when they have the momentum, they can't find the position. That's for some of you. Yeah, right. That's a good joke, isn't it? Anyhow, next up, okay, Catboy, are you ready?
Hey,
All right.
Catboy.
Just a sec.
You still here? All right, here comes Catboy with a whole bevy of new funny jokes that you've never heard before.
Tons and tons and tons.
Tons and tons of jokes, tons and tons and tons.
Really? Here, I got to res something because I got to.
You got to res something? Oh, that's great.
Yes, I do.
All right.
Did anyone see Kate Middleton got a new portrait done? I just wanted to bring it out here to show
On
it.
a migrate body? Okay.
Yeah, no, just there we go. Now let me know if everyone can see that.
Oh, yeah. Right now it looks like something out of The Shining, but I'm waiting for it to res.
I know it's not that great of a portrait. I mean,
Oh, there it is.
Portrait. Makes her look like she's a 40-year-old woman who's 20 pounds overweight, and I look at that and I realize she's still out of my league.
Looks like she's sniffing a fart.
I know.
God, you guys are terrible. My God. What, I mean, please, okay? You're in here.
Terrible. I think. Well, you know, the only good thing about this portrait is, depending on how much she lets herself go, they won't have to have another portrait done for another 25 years.
She does
But
look
you know,
pretty. Or
Yeah,
more.
and it does. She does absolutely. But the portrait's artist said, "Don't worry, she'll grow into it."
She'll grow into it.
Okay, now I got another photo here,
It's like that
and it's on the
picture
other
of
side. I'm
Jesus.
gonna turn this thing around. Please let me go into edit. Come on. I just begged this thing to not make me wait for all these functions. Come on, turn it around. That's all I want to do. I used to be able to do something like that in a fraction of a second. Now I gotta sit and wait for it. There we go. Now, this is a picture of Timothy Geithner's signature. He's the new treasurer.
Oh,
secretary.
Is that really it? No, don't say
yeah,
that's it.
That's it.
No,
That is his
Oh my God, that's hysterical. Oh my God.
In a bar.
Oh my God. And no wonder we had a subprime debacle. That's hysterical.
Like somebody doodled on your dollar.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's worth now.
Thing. It's just a bunch of zeros. It's now worthless. what he's
That's
telling you.
great.
Yeah, somebody did Photoshop that into a dollar, but that is his signature. And he did say that he will change his signature to make it more legible just for the sake of being a little more respectable when you put it on a dollar. I'd say if Geithner's signature was on Wheel of Fortune, it would say, "May I buy a consonant, please?"
Bravo, good one.
Okay, now I want to talk about Lance Armstrong. Lance Armstrong was on Oprah for 2.5 hours. That means it's going to take 3 episodes of Oprah to show the whole thing. And he finally admitted to using performance-enhancing drugs. He wanted to apologize. He apologized to the Cancer Society. He apologized for inspiring so many people to wear those awful spandex pants. Although there were other athletes that were kind of grateful for what he did. And they said it must have taken a lot of ball to admit it. Okay. Now, speaking of other people who spend a lot of time to a lot of talk and not say very much, Jodie Foster pulled off an amazing magic trick at the Golden Globes. She gave a coming out speech without ever once saying she was actually gay. She talked about a lack of privacy while revealing incredibly personal details about her life to the entire world on a live broadcast. So Jodie Foster's speech and with Lance Armstrong, watching TV is kind of like being stuck on the phone with your grandmother. Just listening to someone talk and simply not say very much. Anyway, what else have I been doing this week? Let's see. There's a teacher in Ohio. This is a true story. You can look this up. There's a teacher in Ohio who is suing her school district due to discrimination regarding her phobia. Well, guess what her phobia is? Anyone want to take a guess? Children. Her phobia is a crippling fear of young children. I'm not making that up. It's called pedophobia. Although I would have figured that was a fear of Ronald McDonald. But it's crippling fear of children. And it's like, yeah, I always wanted to be a stand-up comedian, except for I have crippling stage fright and I have no sense of humor.
That's why we come here.
Okay, what else is new this week? Justin Timberlake has just tweeted that he's now ready to take that big step. Oh, great. Glad to hear that, Justin. You're ready to take that big, important step in your life. Just remember, save yourself for that special person, and when you don't, wear a condom.
What's the step he's taking?
He's going to start shaving.
He hasn't done it.
He's going to start shaving, right. He's going to buy platform boots.
He's got his first pubes. Okay, speaking of douchebags, Mark Zuckerberg is, did you hear this over the holidays, last Christmas? He's pissed off that his family photos wound up online, despite the fact it was his own family that posted them on their own Facebook page in the first place, so I don't understand, really, the controversy. People just, found that photo and they posted it elsewhere, and that pissed off Zuckerberg, the rest of the family, and they decided to lecture the whole world about online ethics. Excuse me? Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg lecturing the world about online ethics is like Keith Richards waving his finger at Patton Oswalt for mixing alcohol with Tylenol.
Online ethics is like honest politicians.
It doesn't
Can't find it.
Okay, I got some news from Japan, some rather startling news from Japan. That is, Japanese scientists claim that they have found the largest squid in the world. You can understand there's a lot of people who are very skeptic about this, and that the reason why they're skeptic is they expect us to believe that Japanese ocean scientists made a discovery that in no way involved killing a whale. However, if they did claim to find the world's largest squid while cutting open the belly of a slaughtered whale, then we're talking. Then you got some credibility. All right. Also,
is that where they found it?
Nope. Well, they just found it. It was in a net somewhere. Just dragged it in out of the sea. No one believes it. All right. Due to the Fukushima disaster, a couple of United States servicemen are suing Japan for exposure to radiation. Guys, I really think you should let that one go. Just saying. All right. There is.
Yeah.
Had to sink in a little bit.
Yeah, you should let that go.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
You have 1,000,000 to 1 shot on that one.
Yeah. Also, have anyone seen that there's these online places you can go to where there's a police scanner in your local neighborhood? You go to a website and you can listen to like the police scanner for your neighborhood. So no matter where you live, some police scanners are illegal somewhere, but it doesn't matter where you live. You could just listen in on it. And what happened was, I didn't know this, and a whole mess of like ambulances and fire trucks and everything just went wailing by my street the other day. And I was with my friend. We were bored. It's like, well, let's see if we can find one of those websites and listen in, and we did. And at first, it was really interesting. At first, it's like, you know, a bunch of people running around on fire, you know, that sort of thing. And then I just quieted down. It got real boring, and my friend said, "Hit fast forward."
Right.
Hit fast forward.
Right.
All right. Did you see that just this past week, a bunch of literary awards were handed out? 50 Shades of Grey got one. I can't believe that. Honestly, I thought 50 Shades of Grey came out in 2011, not 2012. And a lot of people said it was amazing that 50 Shades of Grey was a book that was written for normal people and perverts, just as Harry Potter was written for adults and children. The Hunger Games was written for children and perverts, and Twilight was written for children, adults, normal people, people who suck, and middle-aged perverts.
Tell Eric that.
Yeah. Now, I found out something today. This is a bit of history that just came to light recently. This is something you might have trouble believing. Does everyone here know what the phrase "friend of Dorothy" means? Everyone. Friend of Dorothy.
No.
This is like an ancient code thing that means that somebody is gay. It's just it's based on Judy Garland because she was one of the first outspoken celebrities who supported the gay people. But and that's what that meant. But back in the early 1980s, Naval Intelligence heard the phrase "friend of Dorothy" was code for a gay person, and what they did was they spent millions of dollars investigating who this Dorothy could be, who's trying to recruit people to be gay. Honestly, they actually did do this, and I was real shocked because I thought, you would think out of all the branches of the United States Armed Forces, the Navy would be the one that would have the better common sense as to who Dorothy actually was.
Yeah, but you got to remember they was trying to hide out and make believe they didn't know. That's why they spent that money.
Oh, okay. Oh, and last joke of the night. Recently, scientists have discovered there are only 2 animals who act silly when they're all alone and no one is watching them, and just for the sheer enjoyment of being silly. These 2 animals are human beings and ravens. Personally, I disagree. The human being and the raven, the only ones that are stupid enough to let themselves get caught. I promise you, the whole damn Serengeti is probably carrying on like the Muppet Show when David Attenborough's not pointing a camera at them. And that's it for tonight.
Wow, bravo. Way to go. Really nicely done.
Good
Thank you
job.
so much, Catboy. Fantastic. And don't forget, everybody, we got another comedian soon. And then we have Sassy Knightley, who's going to be around. That's right. Bubble Pop's coming up in a moment. That's correct. By the way, I thought this was interesting. How many of you heard about the Korean couple who allegedly left their baby to starve while they were spending time in a virtual world? Yeah.
Yes.
You did hear about that. Yeah, that
No, the
went back
virtual
away.
world was one where they were taking care of a baby.
Is that right? They were taking care of a baby in a virtual world and left their real baby to
That's what the
starve.
world was based on taking
Yeah.
care of a baby. I'm not making
Yeah.
it up.
The irony.
Right.
And it was not Second Life, by the way. It was something else.
Yeah, hopefully they're not the ones putting my TV together, but anyhow. So here, a man goes to a nursing home to visit his 84-year-old father, and while he's there, he notices the nurse is giving his father hot chocolate and Viagra. Man asks, why are you doing that? I mean, at his age, what will you do for him? The nurse explains, well, the hot chocolate will help him sleep. And the Viagra keeps him from falling out of bed. No.
That's good.
Yeah, was that all right? That's good, yeah. So anyhow, the Linden Labs, do you remember when they asked you about your free home, what you thought about it? Did anybody remember that? They said, so I said, they wanted to know if it was big enough. And I said, I wonder why guys always ask that question. But anyhow, they also said, you know, did I like the choices? I said, I'm a girl. 4 choices for drapes aren't enough.
Yeah.
And then they asked, how are the neighbors? I said, seriously.
No,
So there was a blank to write back. So I wrote back, there are no windows, so it's a great closet. There are too many furry creatures in the surrounding woods. I found my lock had been jimmied. Why did you return my orange tree? Are you allowed to fool around in this sim? God, I looked out my window in First Life the other day, and I said, wow, there's some real bad builds out there.
Too much primage.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, some of these people don't know how to make windows. Yeah. So I have one of those space navigators. I wrote the company. I said, it's great, but when are you going to send the chauffeur? Oh God! I saw Mercedes has this new SUV that's bigger than a Denali or whatever. It's a
That
monster.
was at the auto show. They said
Yeah,
it's
the
only going to
G-
be sale in North America.
Yeah, I mean it's big enough that you can take the entire city with you when you leave.
Imagine driving that through downtown London with the little narrow cobble streets and everything.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
No,
So anyhow, so anyhow, next up, okay, because we don't have a long time. And is Sassy, by the way, in the house? Is she going to be ready tonight or not? Does Jay Wheels know?
I'm not
Jamie?
sure. There's she's sick. She's hoarse. So
She's
she
hoarse.
may not be
she's a
available.
little horse.
Okay,
she's
so
like-
we've been having that lately. We have a lot of people sick in the country. I was amazed to learn that only 3 states doesn't have anybody with the flu. California, Hawaii, and can you guess the third? Can you believe it? It's Mississippi.
They
Because
don't
we're too dumb
know.
to catch it down there.
I mean, you gotta wonder, are they afraid to report it? Maybe they don't know how to report it.
You have to run.
That's
That
true.
means you got 2 states that are not infected.
Y'all
Hey,
want to walk
Bob.
down to the end of the street and call them?
Hey, Billy Bob, you got a flu? No, I got no flu. I just got open chimney. Okay, we got no flu here. All right, come on up here, Bubble Pop. Let's
Bubble
rock this
Pop,
house,
yay.
okay? Let's rock the place. All right,
Bubble
hey,
Pop.
Bubble Pop. Bravo,
I
yeah.
haven't heard you in ages. Let's go.
Hey.
Oh, nice suit.
everyone. Thanks.
Oh, I got to turn you up. You're a little low on your voice
Little
tonight.
low.
Turn,
He is.
everybody turn him up, turn him up.
I'll speak up too. I just
There you go.
All right.
I was Catboy found a lot of great stuff in the news. It was I found lots. I saw that was awesome. The one though, did you see the Russians who had a ride called the Zorb? They'd go zorbing.
Yes.
You hear about this?
I did hear about that.
On top
yes.
of a snow-covered
A
mountain. Two guys get in this large hamster ball.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. yeah.
Yes, that's the one it is. Yeah.
Apparently they forgot their skis
Yeah.
and then rolled down the hill, over a mountain, over the cliff, down the mountain, picked up some speed, down the mountain. One person ended up seriously in the hospital. The other one actually died of blunt
Yep.
force trauma and everything. But what's even more horrifying is, why do I have this funny feeling this isn't going to be the last time we see this?
Yeah.
Ooh.
We got a giant hamster ball.
Yeah.
This is
You
a
can
spread
bet.
now.
You can bet
Right
vodka was involved.
Well, the backer was
Yeah.
involved, and the guy was trying to catch the ball. If you saw that, he's just kind of staggering
back.
around going,
Hey,
what's there?
comrade,
Goes over
watch
the
this."
cliff.
Then he split, right? And
Yep.
right now there's two dudes in Venice Beach watching that video while passing a bong going, we should do that.
Do that, man.
Totally.
Someone's going to ride one of those over Niagara Falls. I swear to God, it's going to happen. This year.
You know, I have this crazy dream last night. Would you like to hear about it?
Sure.
Sure.
Talk it to us.
What happened was, it was really crazy. I met Satan. Yeah. And I had this overwhelming desire to thank him for that TV show Jersey Shore.
What?
He said, you're welcome. It was crazy. He asked if I heard of Sodom and Gomorrah. I said, no, but can I get tickets for him here in Vegas?
Sounds like a great
Like
show.
a great show, yeah.
Yeah.
And that leads me to, has anyone here seen Honey Boo Boo, this reality TV
Yes.
show?
Oh.
I don't know about
if
Honey
you-
Boo Boo.
If you haven't seen it, you're probably going to love this even more. What I did was I jotted down while watching just like 8 to 12 hours worth. Anyways, I jotted down all my favorite quotes, and I brought them here to share with you all. You ready
All
for
right.
this?
Yeah.
To us.
If a person farts 10 to 15 times a day, then they are healthy. And my girls are very healthy.
They've gone past their quota.
Bingo is a sport, and couponing is better than sex.
Oh,
What
Where
kind
else
of sex
would
is
you
she
hear
having?
that? On Honey Boo Boo.
30% off.
Here's a crazy one. Someone said, etiquette classes are for stupid people. Okay, Honey Boo Boo.
Etiquette.
Okay, that's a
So
true
therefore,
statement.
you qualify.
It's called a biscuit because it looks like a biscuit. Why does Santa Claus smell like a chain-smoking goat? I wish I had an extra finger, then I could grab more cheese balls.
Oh God, that was the three thumb episode. I saw that one. They had,
Yeah.
she had a niece
And she
born
wished she
with
had
three
an
thumbs.
extra finger.
Three thumbs, man. I'm not making that up. That
I think
really
that was
happened.
right after someone said, don't tell nobody, but Ola Pumpkin's clothes come from a dumpster. And I'm going to finish with my favorite one. It was by a gentleman named, upstanding citizen named Uncle Poodle. Uncle Poodle said, rednecks ain't the word for this family. One got bugs, one farts all the time, one is playing in the mud, and one's digging in their butt all the time. These are dysfunctional rednecks.
There you go.
Clear that up. Thanks, everyone. Glad I could share that with you.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Great
I
job.
love this. Don't we love Tuesdays? Yeah, Tuesdays rock here. I'm telling you, we had a lot of fun on Tuesdays. Yeah, bravo, yeah.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Very nice.
So this was in the New York Times just a little while ago about disabled students are experiencing their own Oscar Pistorius moment, where, they want to compete with able-bodied athletes. So, but they want to know the thorny questions about distinctions. So, so here's some of the things they wanted to know. I thought was really amazing. Should a starting light be used rather than a starting gun for a deaf athlete? What do you think? Does that sound all right?
Wherever it's
Should
practical.
a
Sure.
right? Should a swimmer with one arm be allowed to use an Evinrude motor? That's stupid. I know it's stupid. I can't help it. Excuse me. Still getting over whatever you gave me, Doc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, it's been unbelievable, hasn't it? It's been just unbelievable. So, so anyhow, the Lindens are sending out, just to get you all aware of things, they're going to ask some questions, some new questions this year. They want you to list all your land and homes. They have down Linden Homes. We also need to know, are you in a poor neighborhood or a rich neighborhood? You know? Because they said they want you to go outside and look at your neighbors' houses and things like that. And if they're rich, if you could report back so they can increase their tier.
Yeah.
That's how poor they are. They want everyone to be a volunteer tax assessor.
Yeah.
Right.
Call it Narc Island.
Now they have this other thing they want to know about time spent in the world. You know, like once a week, 1 to 3 hours, 3 to 6 hours a day, 6 to 12 hours a day, 12 to 24 hours a day, over 24 hours a day.
Okay.
That's if you have two alts at the same
You know
time.
what? Yeah, that's it. That's how you do it.
Yeah. They also
Or
want to know.
7, 8 alts.
Right, yeah. How many alts belong to you? How many avatars? 1 to 10, 10 to 100, 100 to 1,000, 1,000 to 1,000,000, 1,000,000 plus. they're all yours.
You got way too much time on your hands.
Yeah, right. I mean, some people, you got to think how many they made, you know. So a lady goes to the doctor, complains her husband's losing interest in sex. The doctor gives her a pill but warns her it's experimental and tells her to slip it into his mashed potatoes at dinner. So that night at dinner she does, and a week later she's back at the doctor's. She says, "Doc, the pill worked great. I put it in potatoes like you suggested. It wasn't 5 minutes before he jumps up, rakes all the food and dishes to the floor, grabs me, rips off my clothes, and ravishes me there right on the table." Doctor says, "I'm sorry, we didn't realize the pill was that strong. A foundation would be glad to pay for the damages." She said, "Nah, that's okay. We're not going back to that restaurant anyway."
Yeah.
Anyhow, you know, I guess we don't have Knightley here tonight, huh? No Knightley?
I'm
Not
guessing.
feeling
Yeah, I'm sorry.
haven't
Somebody's.
heard, however.
I'm going to just tell a couple of our friends are asking.
I don't think so. She isn't here now.
Okay, so that's it. You know, well, she is something Horsley. She could have come in anyhow, right?
Yeah, she could be. Honestly.
Yeah, she could have come in. So we could just finish up having some fun. Everybody doing well, you know? Everybody okay?
Excellent.
I got my first paycheck for 2013. It was a very nice starting amount, and the final paycheck was I
Oh,
owed the
yeah,
government
take a lot
$22. So I'm like,
Yeah.
how many people got that? I couldn't believe it. I said, "Holy moly!"
Social
Okay,
Security.
you made $987,000 this month. Here, we're sending you a token.
Okay.
We'll send you $1 trillion
Exactly.
coin.
Yeah, $1 trillion coin. I love it. Anyhow. But before we had this, I saw this movie, by the way. How many of you seen it? Zero Dark 30.
No. not
Yes.
Yeah,
I
haven't seen
did.
Yes.
yeah.
Did you hear the
Well,
joke
they didn't.
on Gopher
Yeah,
Globes?
well, tell me the joke about it. I was going to tell my joke, but go ahead and tell your fucking joke.
Let's steal his thunder.
It was sorry. It was Tina Fey saying that Zero Dark 30. There was a controversy whether or not that was actually based on real torture. And Tina Fey said, "Well, you know what? When it comes to torture, I trust the director that had to live with James Cameron for 3 years."
Yeah, that's right. I did hear that. Yeah.
You know how they finally found him, right? They got up to the 3rd floor, and they sprayed it with Viagra, and they waited for him to stand up. It's a bad. I mean, that's just terrible.
He was on using porn in his computer at the time of his death.
Oh, come on, he's a man. What do you think he was using?
Yeah, of course. It's on,
You know?
it's on the internet. He's looking at
Sure,
porn.
he uses his satellite
think-
to watch CNN.
You think the leaders of the Arab world don't drink, smoke, have sex, and you watch porn? Please. Oh, come on.
Bobby,
The
you
women,
kidding?
the women can't. The men can.
That's exactly right.
Well,
Yeah,
well, they're
it's
falling
too much.
for
Only
it.
when all is not looking.
Yeah, exactly.
Every camel within a 5-mile range was walking bow-legged. Trust me.
Oh God! Oh.
Yeah, No.
They spit.
You wonder why they spit. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well, they have a reason, don't they? Yeah.
Gotta
They
get
don't
that taste
swallow
out of their
anywhere.
mouth.